Hi, it's Thad with Willoway in Avon, Ohio. We're here today to talk a little bit about our water and how important it is to the nursery here. As we get into fall and we're starting to kind of ramp down for the season, we've talked in the last videos about the importance of stocking up the water in the plants for winter storage and overwintering. But today I want to talk a little bit about our ponds and what goes into the water that we use in them. So behind me is one of our ponds at our farm. We use about 1.6 million gallons a day roughly on kind of average. And there's a lot of things that go into our water here. So on our pond we have aeration on all of our ponds here. We also have in the middle, towards the middle, there's a little white flag. That's an ultrasonic. That's for exploding the cells in algae. So we use the aeration to kind of turn the pond. Also, what happens out here is we do treatment every quarter. We put different blends of enzymes out, bacteria, to actually eat down the sludge in the bottom. We use a polar blend, a summer blend that we buy to help clear the water and make it cleaner. Some of the other things is, if you look down this direction, we have two tubes coming in. That's water that's getting pumped up that we recapture. The far one is out of our ditch. This farm all recaptures water. We bring it back into the pond. The smaller one that's closer to us is actually a pond from up front. So it brings the front half of this farm back to this pond. And then we have our pump house down towards this end, and it's strategically put down this way. One of the things to reduce disease presence in the water is to have your pumping farther away from your input of your water. So you want to try to keep those as far apart as possible. All right, we're at our pump house. You saw the intake pipes. We have our pumps are on a variable flow. So they have a VFD, they'll cycle up and down to maintain pressure in our system, in at 80 psi here. But they'll cycle on and off as the demand in the nursery goes up and down. We have the capacity to pump about 2,000 gallons a minute on the top end. We try to run about half of that on a normal basis, so about 1,000 gallons a minute. Here, this time of year we're down a little bit, but we're still running pretty good. But in the swing of summer, we're probably averaging about 1,200 gallons a minute to 1,000, 1,200 in the summer. So lots of water moves through this pump house. We have different size pump houses at each farm. A couple pieces, we won't get into all of that, but this is our newest pump house and kind of designed for this farm. All right, so after our pumps, this red tube, it carries it to our pump house, or from our pump house to our nutrient building where we inject. But we mix all the nutrients here and they're moved underground over to our header pipe where they're injected in. We'll look at the injector in a second, but you can see we have tanks that have different products in it. So we use like calcium nitrate, miners, potassium nitrate. We mix all those up at a prescribed method and then we pulse those inject them into the line as we water. We also use a top dress fertilizer, so we use a combination of the two, a granular and also a liquid feed. So that helps us kind of dial in what we want for nutrients. So this is our injector here. So we can set how many milliliters per pulse. Here, every 200 gallons per minute, we inject a certain amount of nutrients in for each one. We can monitor the pH of the water. We can also see what the flow gallons per minute is at any given time. Like right now, we're at 938 gallons a minute we're flowing right now. This big gray hood here is our ECA machine. So what this does is it takes table salt and turns it into hypochloric acid, and that's injected in. That helps us with our drips on our farm because we use spray stakes on this farm to help minimize how much water we put out at any given time, or more economically use our water would be a better way to phrase that. It also helps us reduce the disease, like with things like fire blight on malice. We'll also see a reduction in leaf spots because the spray stakes are in the pot at the soil, so we're getting maximizing our water rather than from impacts. spring and fall we use the impacts more, we can put more water out, but it's not as efficient in water. So that's a little bit of a quick rundown of our water management here at Willoway, and part of our efforts in sustainability, the recapture of the water, the cleaning of the water, the disease management. We treat it as one of our most valuable resources, as we have a phrase around here: no water, no plants, so no paycheck. And so it's important to us to make sure we always manage water, think through what we're doing with it. It is a limited resource for us because we do recapture. So through a series of gates, through using water correctly, and maintaining levels in our ponds. Thank you. Hi, we're here at one of our distribution centers. This one's particular in Avon. We have a lot of orders ready to go out. Fall's a great time for planting, so we've got a lot of orders pulled. Local companies are interested in having put in. Customers are happy, as you can see. Holly's looking great with berries on it. All grasses are awesome. We still got perennials that are in really good shape. Just because you see a lot of houses covered at these distribution centers doesn't mean they're not full of plants. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. But call ahead, let us know what you need. We've got plenty of availability, and there's a lot of nice looking product that can go into landscapes all over for your job sites. I'm standing inside one of our distribution center houses that's covered. We have the plastic, we've talked about that, and protection. It's also timing. For us with covering, it's really important that we get it on in a timely manner. We do have, if you look above me, water inside the houses so we can care for the plants properly. So that's why we like to get these houses covered a little bit earlier. But as you can see, we're still full. We've got lots of plant material here, looking good. Some of it's seasonal colors, so you got the daylilies showing a little bit of yellowing in them. That's fine, but we've got Russian sage that's looking really good. Nepeta that's looking really good. So lots of plants are still looking really nice. We do have, like I said, more available. So if you don't have what you want, just talk to somebody in sales and they'll help you out with getting what you need. So some of the other things at our distribution center, we have these nice Japanese maple, 20 gallon, still looking great. Really nice heavy grade on them. Perfect for that specimen you need for your job to really stand and differentiate from the neighbors or other jobs going in. We also have a really good selection of B&B. We're in digging season right now, so there's a lot of replenishment going on there. So we have lots of material that's out there, good sizes, good selection, anything you might